Let me ask you something straight up. Why do you think she stopped texting back? You were doing everything right, right? You were honest. You were open. You shared your feelings. You told her your dreams, your fears, your relationship with your dad, your goals for the next 5 years. You did all of that, and now she's ghosted you like you never existed. And here you are, scratching your head like, bro, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. You became her emotional Amazon Prime. Fast delivery, no mystery, everything unpacked before she even clicked add to cart. You thought being real meant handing her your entire emotional database like a human USB stick. Wrong. She didn't want the whole story on day one. She wanted curiosity. She wanted suspense. She wanted to earn her way into your world. But you didn't let that happen. You gave her the whole damn museum tour before she even bought a ticket. And let me say this loud so it sticks. Mystery isn't about being fake. It's about being undeniably valuable and not giving that value away like free samples at the mall. You ever notice how people treat something they worked hard for differently than something they got too easily? That's human nature, bro. We protect what we earn. We take for granted what we didn't. So if she didn't have to work, dig, or wonder about you, she doesn't value you. Not because she's cruel, but because you made it too damn easy. Now let me be clear. This isn't about playing games. This is about understanding attraction. Attraction isn't just about looks. It's about energy. And the energy of mystery is powerful. Why do people binge watch Netflix shows? Because they want to know what happens next. But if the first episode of a show literally gives away the ending, who keeps watching? No one. It's over. You get bored. You move on. That's how dating works too. When you show up and give her the ending, the middle, the deleted scenes, and the behind-the-scenes commentary all at once, there's nothing left to keep her interested. You thought you were building trust. You were actually building boredom. Let me flip the script for you. Imagine this, you're on a first date, and she asks you about your last relationship. Instead of launching into a 20-minute breakdown of your ex, your heartbreak, how you learned to love yourself again, what if you just smiled and said, "That's a long story. Maybe I'll tell you someday." That line alone? It creates anticipation. Intrigue. You're not being rude. You're not being cold. You're being intentional. You're letting her know that your story is something to be earned, not something you just hand out like candy. And trust me, if she's the kind of woman who values depth, that will make her lean in harder. She'll wonder. She'll think. She'll chase. Because now you're not just a guy. You're a puzzle. And people love puzzles more than finished pictures. Here's where most men go wrong. They think women fall for logic, for explanations, for transparency. But no, bro. She falls for vibe. She falls for the feeling she gets around you. And mystery is a feeling. It's that electric charge of not knowing what comes next. Let me say it again. The moment she feels like she figured you out, game over. You become the book she already read. And nobody rereads the book they finished in one sitting. Let me give you another image. Picture two guys. One guy is always texting, always available, always reacting. The other guy answers on his time. Doesn't need to say much. When he speaks, it hits. He's present, but not predictable. Guess which one she's thinking about at 2 a.m.? Hint, it's not the dude spamming her good morning texts with heart emojis. Women respect presence. They remember unpredictability. They crave mystery. Not because they're twisted or complicated, but because they're wired for emotion. And nothing creates emotion like tension. You want her to feel something? Give her space to feel it. Stop narrating everything. Stop oversharing. Let the silence do some of the work. And don't come at me with the whole, "but I just wanted her to know the real me." Nah, man. The real you is not your trauma dump. The real you is how you move. How you make her feel. How you handle yourself when you're not talking. You think she connects with your story? She connects with your energy. Let me tell you something about powerful men. They don't explain themselves to strangers. They're polite, calm, grounded, but they reveal themselves over time. They let people learn their layers. That's why people respect them. That's why people want to know more. So if you're that guy who can't stop opening up on day one because you think it makes you different, wake up. It makes you easy. It makes you emotionally available to everyone, which means you're not special to anyone. Exclusivity creates value. And mystery creates exclusivity. You think being mysterious is manipulation? No, bro. It's discipline. You're not faking anything. You're just not overexposing your soul to someone who hasn't earned it yet. That's maturity. And here's a bonus. Mystery isn't just attractive. It's protection. Every word you say can and will be used against you when things go south. So when you talk too much, you're handing people ammunition. You ever had someone twist your words later? Use your own story to hurt you? That's the price of oversharing. Talk less. Show more. Let your actions speak. Let your energy speak. She wants to know you? Cool. Let her work to know you. That effort is what builds the connection, not the info dump. And one more thing. When you stop being so emotionally available to every woman you meet, something crazy happens. You actually start feeling more powerful, more solid, more self-respecting. Because now, you're not performing for approval. You're choosing who gets access. You're not the open bar. You're the VIP lounge. She doesn't walk in just because she smiled at you. She gets in when you open the door. That mindset? That's rare. That's valuable. And women feel that energy before you say a word. So the next time you feel the urge to tell her everything, stop. Breathe. Look her in the eyes. Smile. Say less. Let your silence stretch. Let your gaze carry weight. Let her imagination fill the gaps. Because at the end of the day, the guys she remembers aren't the ones who told her everything. They're the ones who left her wondering. And when you learn to master that, you won't just attract women. You'll attract respect. From everyone. Final truth? You don't need to become someone else. You just need to hold yourself back enough to be seen as someone worth discovering. Not downloaded. Someone who leaves her thinking, who the hell is this guy, and why can't I stop thinking about him? Be that guy. Not the open book. Not the emotional access point. But the story worth unfolding. One page at a time. If you've ever overshared and watched her pull away, drop your story in the comments. I want to hear it. And if this message hit you deep, hit that subscribe button right now. We're not here to beg for attention. We're here to hold our power. Wake up.